You are now watching, By the Minute, where we highlight unsolved, unidentified and missing cases across the nation. Today we head to Kentucky. Leachfield, Kentucky. January 23, 1980. A mother would be reported missing after she didn't show up for work. Authorities believe she may have been taken against her will. The police would get a call from parents that were unable to get in contact with her daughter. They would tell police that their daughter, Connie Gregory, did not report to work, but at her work investigators would find things strange. Connie Gregory, 30, mother, would work for the copy set in Leachfield, Kentucky. She was scheduled to work on January 24, 1980, but she would not report for work. Authorities would go to the scene and find her car was backed in at the job, but not at her usual parking spot. Detectives would begin speaking with others that knew Connie, starting with her ex-husband. Connie's ex-husband would state that on January 23, 1980, that Connie would drop off the kids around 5:20 p.m. He said that she told him she would be back in 2 to 3 days. With Connie scheduled to work and her car being planned in a spot that she usually doesn't use, police do suspect foul play and believe that Connie was taken against her will. Today she remains missing. With tips from the community we can get answers into Connie's disappearance. If you have any tips about Connie's whereabouts or what may have happened that day, anything you may have seen, please contact Kentucky State Police. Louisville, Kentucky. April 30, 2013. A young father of 5 would be walking home from work and become a victim to gun violence. Help us get the suspects responsible in custody. Jarvis Carson, 26, father of 5, would be walking home from work around 10 p.m. Police would be called to Oak Street, in between 6th and 7th Street, for a report of gunshots. Neighbors remember hearing 10 to 13 shots from 2 different guns. At the scene, police would find Jarvis suffering from gunshot wounds. Jarvis would lose his life on the day of one of his children's birthday. At this time, police do not have a suspect in custody and they remain in the shadows of our community. 5 children grow up without their father and the suspects have still not answered for their crimes. Please help us get justice for Jarvis. You can submit tips anonymously to Louisville Metro Police Department. Florence, Kentucky. May 29, 2011. A beloved church-going couple wouldn't make it to church. They'd be found by a neighbor as victims to a tragic incident. Bill and Peggy Stevenson, both 74, were very active in church. They would attend Union Baptist Church. Bill would also spread the word to truckers at the Truckers' Chapel where he would run the church, minister, and provided a space for truckers to stop in and pray or seek spiritual guidance. Peggy was a talented musician. She would play the organ and piano, in church, weddings, funerals and support Bill as the First Lady at the Truckers' Chapel. Neighbors, congregation and community would fear something was wrong and their fears would unfortunately be the start into a case. Many detectives remember it as a brutal and disturbing crime scene. One of the Stevensons' neighbors would head over to their home to check on them and find them both inside, dead. Police would be called to the Stevenson home and find a horrific scene that was obviously staged. Police have not released details into the crime scene, but they have stated that the person or people responsible spent multiple hours staging. Detectives state things were done to the bodies that were horrific. The Stevensons spend their time spreading their faith and love within the community and someone would take their lives away. But investigators have faith that justice will be served in this case, as there was something left at the crime scene, DNA. Forensics experts have developed a DNA profile and it may take a bit longer to get to as forensics genealogy is not the best route in this complex situation. Police also believe they have a link and have received DNA samples from 2 men who have links into the trucking industry. When the Stevensons' lives were taken, a community was left shaken, in fear and awaiting justice. A family still mourns, every day. Please help us get justice for Bill and Peggy Stevenson by submitting tips to Boone County Sheriff's Office. There is also a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Hazard, Kentucky. January 15, 1994. A man would be seen looking for assistance outside of a store, but his whereabouts remain unknown. Could an incident in the area be connected to his disappearance? Joel Wells, 21, father, would be hanging out with friends. Things would go astray after a disagreement and Joel would walk off. Joel's friends knew he was headed to the Burger King located at 100 Black Gold Court in the Black Gold Shopping Center. The workers wouldn't take the risk of opening the door in case the frantic plea was a setup for the beginning of a potential robbery, but they would call police and let them know that a man may need assistance. The store was closing and Joel would be frantically banging on the door. Workers remember it as if it was someone that was after him. And today, Joel remains missing. But investigators chased a lead into if the reason behind Joel's panic was due to him being a witness to a robbery. At a gas station located on Main Street, a robbery and murder would take place. The murderer in this case is currently in jail on a 25-year life sentence. Detectives did take a look into this lead but at the moment have not been able to connect it to Joel's disappearance. Someone may have seen Joel and remember something about this case. Tips, no matter how small you think they may be, can get us answers on where Joel could be. Joel has a family including 14 siblings and 2 children who have been waiting years to get answers. Let's help them by bringing awareness to Joel's missing persons case. Joel is a white male, 6 feet 0 inches, weighing 160 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He also goes by his middle name Mark. At the time of his disappearance he was 21 and at the taping of this episode he would be around 50. Any tips can help us get more answers about Joel. Please contact the Hazard Police Department. As we focus today's episode on cases in Kentucky, your efforts to bring awareness to cases across the nation is unmatched. We work together in a system towards justice, by the minute. Our mission is simple: help us raise awareness for our victims and their cases, and together we can get tips to authorities that lead to justice and keep our communities safe. Please keep the victims in today's episode and their loved ones in our thoughts and prayers. Our job can't be done without you. Stand with us on our way to justice. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.